Hi, and welcome back to Home Sellers 101. Thank you so much. Mike and I are excited to have you here. Again, I'm Mary Borrella Cordova.
And I'm Mike Cordova with RE/MAX Revolution and Mono Mortgage Express.
Well, there you go. And today we're going to continue from our last series, and we're going to talk about when Mike and I get an offer, how we're going to analyze that offer before we meet with our seller.
Right. And it might not just be one offer, it might be multiple offers. So we're going to look at each offer and determine the good parts and the bad parts, because it's not just about price, is it?
No, absolutely not. In our contract in the state of Colorado, we have between 20 and 26 deadlines, if you can believe it. Back in the day, it was a 2-page contract. You could write it on the hood of a car, but not anymore. Attorneys have gotten involved. They want to make sure everybody's protected, which is a good thing. And Colorado is very cutting edge as far as protecting both buyer and the seller. So these contracts aren't something quick. We don't just say, oh, they're offering this much money. Oh, they want to close on this date. It's much more complicated than that. And you have to have someone that's good at reading it, understanding it, and analyzing it.
Right. So some of the things that we're looking for is the terms. We want to make sure that we want to see if it's a contingent offer.
And what does that mean if it's a contingent offer?
A contingent offer means that the buyer has a house to sell, and hopefully when they wrote this offer, that property is on the market and under contract.
Well, that's our goal, is we really want to make sure if they are writing a contingent offer, it's under contract already.
Right. We also want to make sure that these buyers are fully qualified. So what that means is that we're going to call the lender that the buyer's agent has submitted a lender letter for, and we're going to determine that we're going to talk to that lender and make sure that they've picked up all the documents, the financial documents, and they've looked at the buyer's credit to make sure that they're truly qualified, and it's not just a lender who's taken an application over the phone based on the buyer's word on their qualifications.
And that's really important. And when you have an experienced listing agent like Mike or I, we're going to take the time to do this analysis. If you get somebody that's brand new in the business and they just don't know what they're doing, many times they just look at the price, the closing date. They don't even sometimes read through the contract, and they miss critical deadlines or requests by the buyer, and that can be detrimental to a seller in the future. So it's very important to look at every detail of the contract.
Just because a buyer's agent has submitted a contract, that doesn't mean that that's what the final contract is going to look like. There may be terms within that contract that we don't like, and that we might want to write a counter
right,
to change those terms.
And the other thing is, it's possible that we could have multiple offers.
With multiple offers, we want to look at each offer. We'll look at the terms of each offer, and we'll determine, we'll help our sellers determine which is the best offer for their situation.
And that's when, before I even meet with my seller, after I've gotten 1 offer, 2 offers, or 3 offers, I've looked at all the details of the contract, of course, whether it's contingent or not, and if we have multiple offers, what would I recommend for a counter? Mike and I will look, let's say we have 3 offers. Let's just say that. We're going to already screen out the one that's the weakest, because there's just no point. Let's say it's under asking price. We know our seller's not going to be happy about that. That's going to kind of go away. And then we're going to look at the 2 strong ones, and we're going to analyze them, and we're going to come up with things that might need to be countered. Maybe in the contract, the buyer asked for possession on the day of closing. Well, my seller and I have already advertised on the MLS, which then goes to everybody, that we need at least 30-day post-occupancy agreement, and it's not in the offer. But we like the offer because it's over asking price. Maybe they can close in 25 days. So they have some really good, strong, positive terms. They're putting 20% down. Wow, we love a buyer with 20% down. But if they are not willing to give my seller time to get moved out, then we would recommend to our seller that they are going to need to counter that.
Exactly. And so a counter proposal is a separate contract that we put together and we send to the buyer's agent, giving them a deadline as to when to respond to that change that we've made in their contract.
Exactly. So in our next segment of Sellers 101, we're going to talk in more detail how we're going to present these offers to our seller with our recommendations. So thank you for joining us. It was wonderful to have you here. It's a beautiful day out in lovely Colorado. And I want to make sure you go to, well, you're already there, but please click like, subscribe, and push the bell notification. And again, I'm Mary Barella Cordova with RE/MAX Revolution, and this is my wonderful husband,
Mike Cordova with RE/MAX Revolution and Motto Mortgage Express.
You have a wonderful day and stay safe.